I wonder how Sylvi actually reacted to, like, weather change. Because I assume nothing like that ever happened while she was underground. Hey guys, welcome to part 4 of Dragon Age Origins. Oh, excuse me, sorry. I never thought that I'd really get this far, but here we are. We're in Ostagar. We are almost ready to have a look at the camp, which I think is in one of these directions. I've been on this bridge for so long, I've forgotten which way that came onto it. But before we do, it looks like we can level up. So let's do that before we continue. Where's my... Oh yeah, I've got 2 swords, sorry. Let's have a look. I don't see what else. Let's go for strength, because we always need strength. Let's hold off on dexterity, and let's do some cunning, because cunning is useful. Combat tactics and herbalism, and we'll go for constitution as well. We need... Sorry, I just saw a picture there. She definitely looks unhappy in that picture. So next. And I think we're either going to go for combat training, improved combat training, but I have just talked to a real life king. Maybe we should do some chatting, some coercion, to make sure that we don't anger somebody high up and, you know, they chop our head off. So let's go coercion. And let's have a look. I have been using dual weapon a lot, but I do want to eventually get a two-handed weapon to see how that works out, see how good we are with it. We can't... Improved combat training is something we definitely need to get, like, next level, next time we get a skill, because we want to go further in than the first row. Column. I guess it's a column, isn't it? So let's go for a two-handed one. Sunder arms or mighty blow. Let's go for Sunder arms. Because ironically, two-handed, we don't really go for killing blows with two-handed. We knock them out. So let's play. And let's head this way. Let's see what this human camp is all about.
Hail, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought.
I am.
This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
You were not named. I assumed I couldn't talk to you. So, I'm looking for a Grey Warden named Alistair.
Try heading north. I think he was sent with a message to the mages.
North? And where's Duncan's tent?
Not far. It's straight ahead, just past the royal encampment.
Right.
Most of your fellas are in the valley with the army, but the recruits seem to be staying up here for now.
And what do you know about Ostagar? I don't know much.
Used to be a fortress long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Tairn Logain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
Well, that is an image. So is there anywhere to get supplies?
Quartermaster, he's just a bit to the northwest.
And do I hear dogs barking? Are there dogs underground? I would assume that they've been smuggled down.
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible.
Oh. Wow, you are a downer. So, where is the king?
Probably in his tent. He and Tairn Logain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguard. Drives Tairn Logain wild, that does.
I could imagine that. So, the Circle of Magi is here?
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them. Can't miss it.
Then I will be on my way.
Good luck to you, then.
Thank you, soldier. And we have a codex. Ostagar. Representing the furthest point of encroachment by the ancient Vinter Imperium into the barbarian lands of the southeast, the fortress of Ostagar was once one of the most important defensive holdings south of the Waking Sea. It stood at the edge of the Kokari wilds, watching for any signs of invasion by the barbarians known today as the Chasind Wilders. Straddling a narrow pass in the hills, the fortress needed to be bypassed to reach the fertile lowlands to the north, and proved to be exceedingly difficult for the Wilders to attack because of its naturally defensible position. Like most imperial holdings in the south, Ostagar was abandoned after Tevinter's collapse during the First Blight. It was successfully sacked by Chasind Wilders, and then, as the Chasind threat dwindled following the creation of the modern Ferelden nation, fell to ruin completely. It has remained unmanned for 4 centuries, though most of the walls still stand, as does the tall Tower of Ishal, named after the great archon that ordered its construction. Ostagar remains a testament to the magical power of the Imperium that created it. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. So, I imagine out of anywhere in Ferelden that Sylvi could have gone, she'd feel more comfortable here. Because this is like an old ruin. That must be the Tower of Ishal. Look at all those birds flying in the distance. Well, let's hope they're birds anyway. But I believe this town was also like made out of old dwarven ruins. So this feels a little bit like home. I imagine it's much colder though, being that close to lava down in Dust Town. So the north is where we probably need to go. I think they said that was where I could see the mages, and that's where Alistair was supposed to go. So let's explore the place first. Let's go south. These are where the famous people are, the important people. So I guess this is the place that we're probably not supposed to go.
Greetings. King Kaelin is not in his tent right now.
Oh, we've got a persuade option with the coercion. So tell me about the king. You must see him a lot.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Tairn Logain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible?
How should I know?
I thought Grey Wardens knew all about the Darkspawn. The king thought it was funny that Tairn called him reckless, and they fought about the queen.
Do they fight often?
More than usual lately. Good thing the Tairn's the only one who can speak to the king like that.
I should go.
As you wish.
I do wish. Logain's guard.
You approach the tent of Tairn Logain. State your business.
Tell me about Tairn Logain.
How can you not know of Logain? He helped free Ferelden. He was the brains behind King Maric's armies and drove out those damned Orlesians. King Maric rewarded him by making him a Tairn. Can you imagine? A commoner became a high nobleman just like that. Without Logain, you can bet the king wouldn't be winning against these Darkspawn.
It's a turn inside. What is he doing?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activity.
Why not? I want to be I want to be nosy, so Chili can tell me a little about him. I'm new. I don't know this world. What does he do for the king?
I suppose, as long as we talk quietly. He and the king have been arguing for days. The Tern's known the king since he was swaddled, so they don't stand on ceremony. The Tern speaks his mind, and the king yells right back. Personally, I think the king should do what Tern Logain tells him. Without the Tern, we wouldn't be doing as well here as we are.
Do I really want an audience with Logain? Let's see if we can get one. I would like an audience with the Tern, please.
I suppose you have a message for him?
Nope.
Hold on, then.
Yes, what is it? Oh, you're Duncan's new Grey Warden, I assume.
Yes, I am.
Kaelin's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Ferelden?
No, I didn't know that.
Marek respected the Grey Wardens. They have an honored place in the hearts of our people. But Marek would have understood that it takes more than legends to win a battle. That's not an argument I'll repeat here. You're no surface dwarf, I can see it in your eyes. Smart of the Grey Wardens to look for new recruits in Orzammar. I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you?
I certainly hope so, but I don't know yet.
If Kaelin has his way, you will. Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort.
He seems like a fool to me. This is why we took coercion, because no, that is not a good thing. And if some of those seem really rude to say. I assume I've got plot armor, but I don't know. He's not my king. You don't seem very fond of him. That just gets him angry, so... And if he doesn't?
Then simply pray.
Ooh, badass. Marek? He said it, and I remembered it, and I've forgotten it. King Merrick Darin. It is difficult to separate the man from the myth. The last survivor of the bloodline of King Calenhad, the Silver Knight, Marek drove the Orlesian forces from Ferelden's borders, reclaiming the throne and freed our people from foreign tyranny, all true and all larger than life. He was born in hiding near Cathal's Crossing to the rebel Queen Moira, and grew up in the rebel camps, an outlaw in his own country. When the rebel queen died, Marek inherited her homeless nobles, malcontents, and displaced freeholders, and with the aid of his friend Logan McTeer, built them into an army. After the pivotal Battle of River Dane, Marek took the throne. He married Rowan, daughter of Rendor and Gwyryn, Earl of Redcliffe, and began the long, slow process of rebuilding everything Orlais had demolished during 70 years of occupation. From Ferelden, Folklore and History, by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. She really likes her history, doesn't she? So, that looks like Duncan in the fire?
Well met.
Well met to you. Are you just sharing the fire, or are you with the Grey Wardens?
You found our tent, I see. Is there something you need?
I'm ready to begin the Jordan ritual. I am not, so you told me to find Alistair. I have some questions.
Alistair can help you with those. I had hoped he would be back by now.
Okay. Not ready to talk to me yet, I see. Oh, hey, you've got an
This isn't good. I hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help.
A quest. I don't know anything about dogs.
It's not what you know so much as what you are, really. This is a Mabari, smart breed and strong. His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed darkspawn blood. I have medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first.
Why do you think I could muzzle him?
You're a Grey Warden, or soon will be. All wardens are immune to the Darkspawn taint. The most you have to worry about is some tooth marks.
Just how smart is this dog?
Centuries ago, a mage bred them to be smart and understand what they're told. They can remember and carry out complex orders. Most valuable dogs in the world. Trouble is, they generally imprint to one master. Re-imprinting them is very difficult. But without the medicine, re-imprinting won't be an issue. Will you help?
I'll give it a shot.
Go in the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down.
Look at the puppy. The dog looks up at you respectfully, backing down from his aggressive stance. You can see intelligence in his eyes, as well as a great deal of pain. This animal is very ill. Kill the dog. I'll put the muzzle on the dog. The Mabari growls weakly but does not challenge you. After you are
Well
done, he does
Now
something.
I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
I might be. Why?
There's a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I remember. If you happen across it, I could use it. It's very distinctive, all white, with a blood-red centre.
Do you think I have nothing better to do? Will the dog be alright without it?
If he doesn't get it, chances are he'll need to be put down.
And where in the wilds would I find this flower?
It usually grows in dead wood that collects at the edge of ground pools. Should be plenty this time of year.
Then I'll see if I can find one.
Good. In the meantime, I'll begin treating our poor friend.
Mabari wow. I can't speak today. Mabari Warhound. Dogs are an essential part of Ferelden culture, and no dog is more prized than the Mabari. This breed is as old as myth and said to have been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters and pair with them for life. To be the master of a Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military strategy. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen, and the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs, howling and snarling, has been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers. Ooh, dogs are cute and killers. So I've lost where we came this way. And those are the tents. Oh, there's some more
You there,
Mabaris here.
elf. What's your name?
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Tern Logain that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
I thought he was talking to me then. You waited until I walked up to do that. Ash Warrior Leader.
You're the dwarf who walks with the Grey Wardens. A respectable decision.
You know much about us dwarves?
Some, like all Ash warriors. Our training originates from the dwarves. Is there something you wanted? We have no time for idle chatter.
But idle chatter is what you're going to get. You don't look like the other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're Ash warriors, as you should well know.
You've trained with the Dwarven Berserk warriors?
Our discipline was passed down to us from the time of Luthias the Dwarf Son. He trained with the Berserkers of your kind, long ago.
So are you the same as Berserkers in Orzammar?
Perhaps. I've never been, so I cannot say for certain, but I'm told our traditions are the same. We harness the rage inside us, nurture it, and draw it out so we cannot fall in battle until our last foe is slain. It is a dwarven discipline, but we've adapted it to let us fight alongside our hounds. That is our way. I trust my hound with my life, as he trusts me with his.
So is the dog that good in combat?
A trained Mabari hound is as dangerous as any sword. We do not speak of a city pet, or those things that sit in an old woman's lap.
Those things. What are you preparing for?
To scout the wilds and watch the progression of the Darkspawn horde. With luck, we'll find and slaughter many stragglers. The hunt will be good if my hound survives the blood of his prey. If he dies, I shall mourn tonight.
So why weren't these guys asked to get that flower? Survives the blood? What do you mean? I assume it's what that kennel master was talking about.
Darkspawn blood is poisonous, but not always fatal. Those who survive grow immune to its effects. The wardens say that tainted blood drives even the survivors mad eventually. But not today. Today, we hunt and we kill.
Wouldn't it be smart to leave your dogs behind? Probably not, because they fight alongside their dogs. So, why have you painted them?
They use scent to distinguish us from our enemies. But the blood of battle can confuse them. So we paint ourselves with caddis, which overpowers the blood, and also paint our hounds so they know we are the same.
That's smart. So tell me of Luthius the dwarf's son.
I am no bard, but I'll do my best. Luthius was a Clane tribesman. Some said he was too short to be a warrior, but he was strong and fierce. His chieftain sent him to the dwarves of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance, where he fell in love with the king's daughter, Skya, and brought her back to his tribe. She taught Luthius to use the dwarven battle wrath to summon his strength and ignore all pain. Luthius then taught this to the Clane, who made him their chieftain.
And what happened to him?
Luthius' prowess earned him the love of Morrigannon, a beautiful chieftain of another tribe. When Skya learned of his seduction, she returned to her people. Luthius was grieved. He sent Morrigannon away, but this only vexed her, and began a long war between their tribes. In the end, Luthius slew Morrigannon in single combat. However, his wounds were great, and he perished when the rage ended. The dwarves came from Orzammar that day, and gave Luthius an honored burial in the mountains. And we live by his teachings even today.
An interesting legend. Thank you for telling me. But what happened to his wife, Skya?
It is said that before the final battle, she returned to Luthius and gave him a shirt of dwarven chain, along with a final night of passion. Then she was gone forever. If she lived on in Orzammar, only your people would know.
I hear more of crime and punishment than heroes in battle.
Time fades even legend, perhaps. I know Luthius was the first of our warriors, and that is enough for me.
You could have just said he was the first Ash warrior. I asked for the story, Sylvi. An interesting legend. Thank you for telling me.
It was an honor.
I should be going.
My thanks. There is hunting to be done, and I'll not be kept from it.
Yes, sir. The legend of Luthius Dwarf's son. At an early age, Luthius was smaller than most children of the Alamari. At the age of 12, Luthius saved Tutha, the son of the tribal chief, from his own dog. The dog had gone rabid, and when it attacked Tutha, Luthius slew it with his bare hands. Tutha's father, Mabine, was very impressed with Luthius' strength and bravery, and so took him in as his own son. When Luthius grew to manhood, he became known for his charisma and bravery. While shorter than his fellow warriors, Luthius was stronger and doughtier than any warrior in the tribe. When Luthius was still a young man, Mabine sent him to the dwarven city of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance. Mabine's tribe had come into conflict with other Alamari, and he needed as much help as he could get. Luthius was unable to convince the Dwarven king to aid his tribe, but fell in love with the king's daughter Skya. Luthius and Skya fled the Dwarven realm and returned to his tribe. Skya taught Luthius the art of fighting without pain, the berserker state known as the Battle Wrath, and with it Luthius became a renowned warrior. Luthius led his tribe to many victories, until eventually he replaced his foster father as the chief of his tribe. This peace would not last. During the feast, the tribal leaders of the Alimaru and the Avar, the beautiful and powerful Avar chieftain Morriganan, became enamored with Luthius and seduced him. Skya learned of the tryst and fled the village to return to Orzammar. When Luthius rebuffed Morriganan's offer of marriage, she left in great anger, and from that moment on there was war between the two tribes. For 15 years the Alimaru and the Avar fought. During the Battle of the Red Falls, a powerful young warrior from Morriganan's tribe challenged Luthius to battle. Luthius was gravely injured, but slew the boy. Morriganan revealed that the boy was Luthius' son, conceived 15 years ago during their tryst. The actuary told us nothing of this. She cursed Luthius as a murderer of his own kin, and the Battle of Red Falls turned against Luthius. Morriganan defeated Luthius in battle after battle, until the Alimaru were driven to the foothills of the Frostback Mountains. There, Luthius made a last stand. In the night before Luthius' final battle, Skya came to him and offered him a dwarven suit of chains in exchange for a night together. Luthius agreed and wore the armor the following morning in battle. The battle was fierce and bloody, and Luthius met Morriganan in personal combat. In the end, Luthius slew the warrior woman, but not before receiving a mortal wound to his heart, the chain inexplicably unable to block her final blow. Luthius died, and after the battle was done, a party of dwarven warriors came down from the mountain and took the body of Luthius back to Orzammar. From the legend of Luthius Dwarfson, author and recorder circa 3-350 Ancient. Well, that was an interesting legend. What's this guy doing all alone?
Welcome to the King's Camp, my lady.
Thank you, my lord. And I don't think I can go this way yet. Carry Wilds.
Hail! You're one of Duncan's new recruits, correct? I can't let you through to the Korkari Wilds until he gives the word.
Why not?
The Korkari Wilds is a dangerous place. More so now that it crawls with darkspawn. They say the Great Blight began deep within its forests. One of our scouting patrols has been gone for 3 days. We're taking bets on who got them first, the Darkspawn or the Witches of the Wilds.
The Witches of the Wilds?
Oh, sure. There's an old legend in these parts about Flemeth, the apostate sorceress who conquered this area centuries ago. She united the chasing barbarians and invaded the farmlands. That's when the great hero, Cormac, destroyed her army with his. Took her head right off, so they say. Her daughters survived and became the Witches of the Wild. Tales tell of them plaguing this area since, mostly superstitions, stealing babies and spoiling milk.
And you think these witches exist?
Only when it's dark and the wind is bad. No doubt those patrols met some darkspawn. That's enough for anyone to worry about. At any rate, that's why Duncan doesn't want you wandering out without his say-so.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
I can't feel it.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the shadows, which look a bit weird.
You need to convince them. We've got to run. The Darkspawn are coming.
Why do you say that?
I saw them. We're gonna die.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds.
Is it possible he has important information?
The commander who brought him here didn't seem to think so.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black and sick. Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree. They'll swallow us whole.
That's quite enough out of you. You need to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them.
Quite an imagination. Whoa. Oh, she stood up. I thought she stood on him.
In the name of Andraste, I bless you today. May you find favor in the Maker's eyes. So let it be.
Going.
The chant of light. The blight. No matter their power, their triumphs, the mage lords of Tevinter were men and doomed to die. Then a voice whispered within their hearts, "Shall you surrender your power to time like the beasts of the fields? You are the lords of the earth. Go forth to claim the empty throne of heaven and be gods." In secret they worked, magic upon magic. All their power and all their vanity they turned against the veil, until at last it gave way. Above them a river of light, before them the thrones of heaven waiting. Beneath their feet the footprints of the Maker, and all around them echoed a vast silence. But when they took a single step towards the empty throne, a great voice cried out, shaking the very foundations of the heavens and earth. And so is the golden city blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Violently they were cast down, for no mortal may walk bodily in the realm of dreams, bearing the mark of their crime, bodies so maimed and so distorted that none should see them and know them for men. Deep into the earth they fled, away from the light. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer. The sleeping dragon Dumat, the taint, twisted even the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last, in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon all the nations of the world. The first blight, from Threnodi's 8. Okay, I kind of don't want to talk to you. Can I talk to you?
Ah,
Oh.
I suspect you are one of the new Grey Wardens. Will you accept the Maker's blessing?
No. As you can see, mine a Dwarven King.
I do. Though I cannot pass on the respects of your ancestors, the Maker looks kindly on all who will receive him.
Bah, it means little to me.
How unwise, considering the difficult battle to come. May the Maker show you mercy anyhow.
Let's head up here. Is there anything up here? What's down here?
Sorry, miss. The army camp is off limits for you right now.
Okay. That'll be the army camp. Okay, so I think we've gone all the way
Stand here
around.
in this hour, good folk of Ferelden, and we contemplate the death that may await. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find you, you will not have failed your king. You will have served your Maker. Die in this battle, and when you stand before the Maker in the land beyond the Fade, he shall not find you wanting. Go not into death gladly, but with the knowledge that evil has been held at bay by your spilled blood. And if you go to stand beside the Maker, go with our blessing, for you shall not be forgotten. My friends, let us bow our heads and remember those who have fallen and those who have yet to fall.
Okay. So this is leading to the bridge, so this is the other way.
I'm
Look at-
sorry, but the mages must not be interrupted. I'm sorry, but the mages must
Okay.
not be interrupted. The mages must not be interrupted.
Yes, I know the
Their
mages must
spirits
not be
are in the
interrupted.
Fade.
The Fade?
The Fade is the realm of dreams and the land of the dead, or so the mages tell us. Regardless, they are not to be disturbed.
Yes, they are not to be
even
disturbed.
by Grey Wardens.
They are not to be interrupted. So I apologise. I'm not apologising because you said it about 15 times and you've annoyed me. So as you wish. Magi encampment.
Maker above.
Win.
Greetings, young lady. You are Duncan's newest recruit, are you not? He's not a man easily impressed. You should be proud. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Wynne, one of the mages summoned by the king.
I am Sylvi.
Well met, and good luck to you on the battlefield. To us all, in fact.
So I'm not going to say anything about King Kieran because I don't really care for his opinion. So I'm not going to bring him up in conversation. So it's not luck but skill that will save us. I think luck is kind of important. A little bit, maybe. Yeah, let's say
And
it.
I'm sure you have plenty of that to offer.
Thank you.
To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
Do you know much about the Darkspawn?
Some. Do you? Do you know about the connection between them and the Fade, for example?
Not much. I'm a dwarf after all. We don't really have the Fade where I come from.
It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
So Darkspawn are just dream spirits?
Sadly, no. They are kin to neither the gentle Fade spirits nor the malevolent demons. Shamefully, they were once the souls of men. Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin.
We just read about that.
It transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
Yep. You humans and your chantry. But is that true?
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
For now. At least it's something to ponder.
Yes, occasionally it's wise to contemplate one's actions. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
He does. Win. I will not lie motionless in a bed with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. Wynne's talents became apparent early on, particularly her skill at healing magic. She was well liked by all her mentors and was recognized as an exceptionally gifted student. Even the Templars who watched her could not deny that she represented the best the Circle had to offer. She was an intelligent young woman who possessed a quiet confidence and maturity beyond her years. She spent many years mentoring apprentices within the Circle, and her peers thought so highly of her that she was asked to be first enchanter Irving's successor, but she refused, saying that she had no desire to work in the upper echelons. One of those might have been right. So when word reached the tower of King Kaelin's call to arms, Wynne volunteered to go to Ostagar. Well, she must be important because she's in the character section, and there's only 30 characters here. I don't know why I counted, but it says right there, 30.
Do not abandon us in our darkest.
So I assume I will see you again. So I came down that way.
So, any last wishes I can help fulfill before you head into battle? Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some Darkspawn spear this time tomorrow.
Ugh.
Shall I take that quiet glare as a
Flirting.
no? Oh, well, too bad.
Hey,
Have you seen an elf running about? Young woman, red hair, carrying a suit of chain.
No, I saw a man, a boy, but I can't say I've seen a young woman.
Blast it. Where did she go? That suit better be patched up when she gets back or by the Maker up. No, Pardon my manners. My troubles are no concern of yours, I'm sure. I'm the quartermaster. Did you come for supplies?
What kind of supplies do you have?
Arms and armour, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course, to keep morale up, you understand.
Let me see what you have.
Let me know what you'd like.
I was worried for a second there that I didn't keep that 30 silver. But it looks like I've got my silver there. So, some recipes. So we've got the great sword there. Let me get rid of some of the. Oh, I've still got the ID mace. Yeah, he gave me to it at the end. I don't know what I want to keep yet. I will look at that a bit later, I think. So, how many puzzles have you got? You've got some recipes as well. I believe those I can make poisons with. I might do that actually. Let me look at those other goods
Is there
first.
something you need? Some supplies, perhaps?
Let me see your other goods.
So long as you keep it quiet.
Yes, I will. Okay, so we've got some poison making. That looks like maybe firebomb. That's a grenade. I've lost. Oh, because it's on the other one. Okay, so let me get some of that poison.
Some supplies, perhaps?
I
Let me
want to
know
make
what you'd
poison.
like.
I believe it was toxin. We'll get 3. And then we'll get 3 of these. Let me see, where's my spells and talents? Nope, skills. Oh, it's at the bottom anyway. So I can make some venom. Let's create that, create that, create that. Tinkerer. So weapons coated in this mild poison deal additional nature damage with each hit and may inflict penalty to movement speed, so we'll drag that on there. Have some fun with that later. The question
Hello again.
is
there something you
should
need?
I get
Some supplies, perhaps?
a 200 weapon?
Let me know what you'd like.
It's 12 silver. I don't know whether we'll get some. I might get something before we leave this place, if I get a chance. But until then, we're good with what we've got. Let's not waste the entire... Oh, there's a sim up here.
What is it now? Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
I'm the fool?
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
You are a very strange human.
You're not the first to tell me that. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage?
I'm a dwarf. I'm a dwarf. I'm a dwarf. We haven't met. You must be Alistair.
And that makes you Duncan's new recruit, I suppose. Glad to meet you. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Sylvi.
Right, that was the name. There haven't been any dwarven Grey Wardens in some time. You must know a lot about Darkspawn.
Surprisingly little. Yeah, not really. I spent more time fighting guardsmen myself.
Oh, I guess you've got a more colourful background than Duncan let on. But don't worry, you'll see plenty of Darkspawn now. And probably sooner than you'd like. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
That argument I saw, what was it about?
With the mage. The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are. Which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
It's like he thinks that Sylvi would understand any of this. What is a Templar?
You don't know? Quick version then.
Dwarf!
The Chantry tries to control mages because they're dangerous. So they keep Templars that train to hunt down and kill apostates. That's what I was being trained as when Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger. And the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
I was going to ask, why did you send that message when you knew it would probably be seen as an insult? So, what about the other recruits?
Davith and Sir Jory are here in the camp. Have you met them?
No, I haven't.
Keep an eye out. Maybe we'll see one of them.
So, I guess I look forward to travelling with you then. Let's be polite.
You do? Huh. That's a switch. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
Oh, we've got a new party member. Oh. They're pressing on the tactics screen. You can use a conditional tactics slot to design custom behavior for each character or simply select preset tactics. Change Alistair's preset to defender. So, okay. Alright, I guess that makes sense. Right. Oh, I guess he is a proper companion then. Oh, he approves. +2. You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together. Alistair was a novice Templar when Duncan recruited him into the Grey Wardens, or rescued him, as Alistair would say. And there was a control, which I think was that tactics stuff. I might look into that later. Because I was really struggling with combat earlier. Wow, I'm sure I'm just gazing up at him in admiration, I guess. There we go. So was it going back to Duncan? I think that's what we were planning on doing. Ostagar. Return to Duncan, yeah. Hey, oh, Davith, you're one of the guys, and you've stopped flirting, so we can now interrupt you freely.
Well, you're not what I thought you'd be.
What did you think I'd be?
Not a dwarf, yet here you are. The name's Davith. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they'd cook this ritual up just for our benefit.
What do you know about this ritual?
I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds.
Into the wilds? That seems... Aren't there barbarians in the forest?
Chasing barbarians, yes. Cannibals, and witches too. My home village isn't far, and I grew up on tales about the wilds. Even been in there a few times. Scary place.
Why are the wilds so frightening?
Cannibals, beasts, witches, and now darkspawn. What isn't to be scared of? It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice.
They're forcing you to be here?
I've got nowhere else to go after what Duncan saved me from. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
Okay. Now he's looking at me with admiration. So, I don't remember seeing, was it Jory or Joreth or something? I don't remember seeing him anywhere. We'll probably meet up with him maybe. Should we look for him? Let's look for him. Let me put this up. See if I can see him.
Let us consider the evil before us. In their pride, the mages of the ancient...
Oh, that's soldier. I thought that said something else. Chest. Oh, Jory. There you are. Oh, there's a prisoner there? There's a chest down there. Can I get round? No, and I think you're also a warrior. Yeah. I guess we can't go looting this place.
Huh. Someone finally comes and talks to the lone prisoner. I don't suppose you've come to sentence me.
No, I haven't.
I don't suppose you have a bit of kindness in you. All I want is food and water. They haven't fed me since I was locked up and I'm starving.
Why would I want to help you?
Because you might want something I don't need. Them circle wizards got a chest they keep things in. Magical things. And I stole the key. That's why I'm here. I got one of them drunk, took his key and tried to sneak to the chest. They assumed I was deserting. I can't use it from here. But I'd trade you for some food and water.
Ooh. They didn't find the key when you were arrested?
I swallowed it. But it's
Ew.
come back into my possession since then, so to speak.
Kill him and take the key? That's disgusting.
And an excellent party trick, I'll bet.
Yeah, well, do you want the key or not?
I kind of want that key. So I'll see what I can do.
Just ask my guard for his. He's still got some dinner. I saw him put it in his coat.
You quest the Whoa, whoa. What are you doing?
I do not have time to speak at present, thank you.
You just caused somebody to, like, fade away into nothing. I'd really like to talk to you about that.
Lucky dog. You Grey Wardens get to ride with the king while I'm left with the drudgery of guarding this deserter. They should have just hanged him. Put his head on a pike as an example.
Why? Seems a waste for you to guard him all day.
I can't just let him go, can I? The army will figure out what to do with him. Probably just waiting for someone important to make a decision. Then they'll hang him, I expect. And I can go and do something else.
Who is this prisoner exactly?
They say he was recruited before the war up in Dinnerham. Probably figured he'd never have to fight if he served the king, right?
And why did he want to desert?
Why does anyone want to desert? Because he thinks he's going to die and he's a bloody coward, that's why. Either that or he's been listening to a bunch of hogwash about how the Darkspawn will drag you off and eat you.
Okay, so you know nothing. I had a chat with him actually.
Don't expect it was an enlightening conversation.
He asked for some food and water, which he should
Did he
get.
now? Since nobody sends me nothing to feed him with, the only way we'll get that is if I give him mine.
So you miss out one meal. This man could be hanged soon.
All right, all right.
Not giving him 10 silver.
I guess the poor fella could stand to have one meal in his belly before he hangs. Don't know why you care. I had nothing to do with it, though. If anyone asks why he's burping, I'm going to say it was you. Just so you know.
Yeah, and if they come asking me, I'm going to have a go at them. Because that's not humane.
So? Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away.
Here's some food. And give the food to
Much
the prisoner.
obliged. May Andraste herself rain blessings upon you. And, as I mentioned, here's the key. Use it in good health, huh?
Huh. Considering where that came from, let's hope we're not the only ones in good health.
Alistair, you can't say things like that, but I'm glad you approved. So which one of you were Jory? Aha.
Greetings. You must be the third recruit we've heard about.
Indeed I am. Who am I? I am Sylvi.
Sir Jury is my name. I hail from Redcliffe, where I served as knight under the command of Arlayman. I wasn't aware dwarves could be Grey Wardens. I've only seen a few of your folk in the castle dealing with the smithy.
Well, I have to admit, with the 3 people, I like Alistair the best, because these guys are just like, you know, not all dwarves are smiths, you know.
Of course, my father was the castle smith, so I encountered dwarves through him. I hope we're both lucky enough to eventually join the Wardens. Is it not thrilling to be given that chance?
You're not all that smart, are you? Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
I fought hard to get here. Impressing Duncan was not easy. Tell me, has anyone told you what this joining ritual entails?
I felt it was easy. A couple of fights and he was on my side. Daveth said we might be going into the wilds.
I never heard of such a ritual. I had no idea there were more tests after getting recruited. I suppose since you're finally here, I'd best get back to Duncan. I shall see you there.
Hey. That was 2 of them, so we should probably also go back to Duncan. Can I get this way? I think so. So that's a big fire over here. There's the 2 boys, and there's the Duncan.
You found Alistair, did you? Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give anyone more ammunition against us.
Sass that mage.
You're right, Duncan.
It was beautiful.
Now then, since you're all here, we can begin. You 4 will be heading into the Kokari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit.
What do we need darkspawn blood for?
For the joining itself. I'll explain more once you've returned.
Surely you could have acquired some blood before now.
Of course. You must work together to collect the components, however. It's as much a part of the joining as what comes after.
I'm not good with tests. So what is the second task?
There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them. Alistair, I want you to retrieve these scrolls if you can.
So that we have actually 3 tasks, because I'm going to look for a flower as well. But what if they're no longer there?
It's possible the scrolls may have been destroyed or even stolen, though the seal's magic should have protected them. Only a Grey Warden can break such a seal.
I don't understand. Why leave such things in a ruin if
Yeah.
they're so valuable?
It was assumed that we would someday return.
But that's a bit,
a great
you
many
know...
things were assumed that have not held true.
That assumption was such a very bad assumption if they're so important. You know, if you're moving, you take your important documents with you. What kind of scrolls are these?
Old treaties, if you're curious. Promises of support made to the Grey Wardens long ago. They were once considered only formalities. With so many having forgotten their commitments to us, I suspect it may be a good idea to have something to remind them with.
Is this part of her joining too? No, it was for Alistair. He said, Alistair, you need to find these. So how will we find this archive?
It will be an overgrown ruin by now, but the sealed chest should remain intact. Alistair will guide you to the area you need to search.
Find the archive and 3 vials of blood, plus find a flower. Understood.
Watch over your charges, Alistair. Return quickly and safely.
We will.
Then may the Maker watch over your path. I will see you when you return.
New quest, Tainted Blood. So the quest updated. The Grey Warden's cache. Hungry deserter. We need to remember to try and look for that chest at night. So Tainted Blood. The Barry Hound. Okay. So next episode we will be heading into the Kakari Wilds through the Sim Gate with the boys, the Dava, the Jory and the Alistair. And we will find everything that we're looking for, hopefully. So I will see you guys next episode. Bye.